This is Zion from Legado del Metal.com, sharing the metal legacy from here, from Latinoamérica. And today is just not just another interview for me. This is just a full cycle time kind of moment because, like many of you listening and watching on YouTube or in Spotify, right now I am with a band that I discovered in my teenage year, like 20 years ago, well, around 26 years ago. And their music was not just part of my playlist, they helped shape my identity as a person. So now in 2026, I am so happy about the return of the band after forever, that it's coming back to the stage with us. And today I have the guitarist, songwriter, and one of the architects of the band that defines symphonic metal for all of us, Sander Gommans. Welcome to Legado del Metal.
Thank you. Thanks for this wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Well, as an After Forever fan, I think you guys never stop at sound. Here in Latin America, we continue playing your songs. I think it was such an important band for us. But for you guys that you spend so much time apart, what was the sad moment that you felt? Okay, now is the time to come back to the stage. Now it's the time, for us to reunite.
Well, we got contacted a lot throughout the years. And but everybody had a different career, and I didn't really focus on live playing anymore. Floor was obviously a Nightwish, and everybody was doing different things, so it was never the right moment. And we were asked by Prog Power USA to do a special show, and I was still like, I don't think I can do it anymore because I didn't do it for so long. But I definitely told the rest of the band, or at least some band members, go for it. If you want to do it, go for it. And I'll teach you another guitar player the parts, and I'll be happy if you do it. Anyway, they asked around, and Floor couldn't do it. She didn't want to do it at that point. And so I thought, okay, it's off the track. It's not happening. And then we just started brainstorming. Mark Jansen from Epica, Andre, the drummer, and I started brainstorming, and we were like, hey, it would be cool to just jam together again. And from that idea, we got in touch again. We talked more. We made our old jokes, and it was basically the humor, the humor that brought us back together in that sense. That we said that we saw like, hey, we're still the same guys. It doesn't matter what kind of life you have or how successful you are or whatever. We're still the same people, and that felt really good. And it felt like a couple of friends that I haven't seen for a long time. And that's when we got reunited with a couple of other guys from the band. And that's when we started brainstorming, okay, what if we do a tribute to what we did? Because to be really honest, without Floor, for me, it was hard to envision an After Forever because it's simple. She is one of the main people. She's got a terrific voice. But we started brainstorming about it, and then the idea was suggest it could be a cool tribute for people to listen to this music again, to experience it live, because lots of people didn't see it. And I thought, okay, if I see it as a tribute, as an actual tribute to what we did, that's when, for me, something started to happen, where I thought, like, okay, this could be something. And then we started jamming. We planned a rehearsal. I did it with Andre at the time. And it was just so much fun. And then it was like, okay, so let's find a singer. And that's how we found Angel. And then all the dots connected, and I thought, this could be a thing. This could happen. Yeah.
That sounds excited, and I know that. I was going to ask about that, and you explained a little bit. You started as a jamming, and that you felt that was the moment. I know that you started working with Angel Wolf Black. I think she was from the band She Wolf. How did you connect with her? How was your experience starting with her?
It was one of these stories where, in South America there are obviously also a lot of cover bands of After Forever, mm-hmm. And I saw a lot of these bands, and I always thought, wow, they do a really great job. And it was the same thing with Angel. I saw a song that she did, Energize Me, from After Forever. I saw a cover online. People sent that one to me. And I always remembered it was well produced. It was well done. You know, it was just well done. And I always remembered she really has got that same kind of timbre. She really reminded me a lot about Floor, how Floor sings. A little bit different, but I could hear that she had something left. In a sense, like when she sings, I could hear that there was a certain area that was still unexplored, and that's a good sign, because that's how, when you know, okay, this voice can do a lot. And so I remembered her, and when we were brainstorming it out about a different singer that could do the tribute, that's the first name I came up with, and that's the first person I contacted, and that's the one who became the singer.
That's an unbelievable story. Imagine being at your home, like doing a cover, and then you get called by After Forever. I think she must be ecstatic. And I've been seeing shootings from the 25th anniversary show that you did in the Netherlands. I think it sounds awesome, and I wanted to ask a little bit. Because you were, as you said at the beginning, everyone was in different paths. Mark was in Epica. You were a little bit far away from the stage. How did it feel, like the first time to rebuild that chemistry on the stage for the people, with the audience there?
It was, I mean, I can't, I was nervous. I was brutally nervous, and I still am, and I will be also in South America. But from the first note, we played Monolith of Doubt, and it was just the explosion that happened. The people that were excited, you could just see. I'm a nostalgic person, so I still live in the 80s. I collect 80s toys, so it's my childhood that's so important to me. And I also get why music could be important to people. It's not nostalgia, and I saw this connect in the people, and I saw everybody got older. I saw families, I saw their kids, my kids were there, and that's where it connected for me. That's where I thought, wow, this is really special. And that's when the nerves kind of went away. and when we just had fun. I mean, we really just had fun. And I think that's the whole purpose of this. We don't want to necessarily start up the band again and do all kinds of stuff. We just want to have fun. We just want to pay a tribute to the people who really deserved, you know, to listen to us, because they waited so long. And yeah, like, you know, so it was the Netherlands, obviously, because that's where we started. And next stage, South America. And we always said that if there's a way we can do it in South America, we will. So yeah, but so it really clicked when I saw the audience being nostalgic and just euphoric with feeling young again. And I recognized that feeling. So that was super cool. Yeah.
I'm a nostalgic person myself. I'm way too attached to all the music that I listened 30 years ago. To me, that's everything I am, everything I work, all my hobbies. So I wanted to ask a little bit. 26 years ago, when I found Reason of Desire, and everyone was like putting you guys in a label of symphonic metal, because I think it was the boom at that time. I always thought that you were not only symphonic metal, it had a little power metal influence, progressive influence, of course, heavy metal influence. Looking back at that time, what made the band sound different? And because that's the nostalgia, because you sounded different than everyone else.
Yeah, I think when I speak for me, I was never into symphonic metal. I still am not into symphonic metal, even though I write a lot of symphonic metal. But from my nostalgic point of view, I'm a heavy metal and thrash metal guys, and progressive metal. So for me, all the stuff that I write, it comes from a different aspect, of course. But everybody has their different things. You know, some people were more into death metal, some people were more into the prog metal. And there weren't a lot of people in After Forever that were really constantly listening to symphonic metal, and that but there were definitely elements that we took from that. I do think that was we didn't set out to make that kind of music. We started out as a heavy metal band, then we wanted to make death metal, you know, and then when Floor joined, of course you get into the scene and with the keyboards and everything. And right now I'm just proud of how many people the music reached. Back then I was really trying hard to get away from this symphonic metal label, because I felt like we were locked up in that. Exactly like you say, you heard that there were lots of different styles, but lots of people didn't even give it a chance because they saw symphonic metal. Now forget about it. But right now I just feel grateful that we reached so many people, and I think it might have been a little bit healthier to not really focus on the fact like, no, we're not, you know, just embrace whatever style it is and just be happy that people listen to you. So it's definitely a different style, but yeah, it did give us a lot of opportunities, that label. And I mean, it brought us to tour with Nightwish, and from the tour with Nightwish, we could explore all kinds of other stuff. So right now I'm actually more grateful than I was back then for that. Yeah.
And as a songwriter right now, when you revise the material that you created in 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, do you hear it as the person that you were back then, or right now do you see it through different eyes, you know, as the adult that you are now?
It's an interesting question because I haven't listened to the music for years. For a long time I haven't, well, it's a little bit of a personal answer, but I wasn't able to listen to it. After Forever did not end well. It did not end on good terms. And it was a traumatic experience for everybody in the band, because we all didn't want it to end like that, but it did. And it almost became my enemy. You know, it became something that I was a part of. But I only could see the end, and I couldn't see what beautiful stuff it had actually brought. And I met my wife Amanda because of it. I have 3 wonderful daughters because of it. So it brought me so much, and all the other stuff I did in music is because of After Forever. So slowly I started recognizing it a little bit more. But listening to it, sometimes I listened to it, but I couldn't really. It was as if it was still. I still pushed it a little bit away, and it was only until I played it again. So when I really rehearsed for those shows, for those Dutch shows, that I felt so connected, and I thought like, wow, this is like I played it yesterday. So it felt super natural. It felt I could sense all the emotions we felt when we wrote the stuff. It felt natural. Listening to it, there were very weird tempo changes that I really had to get into again, where I thought, why did we put this part behind that part? Playing it all made sense all of a sudden. So I had 2 totally different experiences, and that's pretty cool. That when I played it again, it all came together, and I understood why it was the way it is. And of course, you've got your favorites. My favorite is Decipher, but also Invisible Circle. So those 2 albums have a big meaning to me. So I get connected with these songs a lot. But no, now it's just everything. It's just fun. It's fun to play. It's fun to listen to. And I think it's because it's a collective. I wrote a lot of music on my own after Forever, for projects or for other bands. And it's cool, but it's still, you're the only one who's writing it. But with After Forever, everybody had ideas and stuff came together in a very organic way. And that's what you feel when you play it. That's really cool.
That's a beautiful answer. Like,
thank you.
It's almost cathartic. Like, you went through a bad moment and now it's beautiful again. And as a fan, to hear that, it just made my whole full. And I want you to know that here in Latin America, I think we have kept these bands that were close to our heart for so many years. And I wanted to ask, because I know after the Dutch shows, we are next. So I wanted to ask, why Latin America first?
There was no doubt. There was no doubt we were going to do that. I mean, we said from the start, um, I said we can't continue as a band from here and do a tour. This has to be a special thing for us and for the fans. But we also said we can't quit after the Dutch shows until we did South America, Latin America, because obviously these are the tours I remember the most. And this is where without saying less about the other countries, because we have amazing fans everywhere, but Latin America, especially when you're young and you go over there, you don't know what you're experiencing. It's crazy, but you can have a moment of craziness and people forget about you, or you can become a cult, a little bit of a cult band. And that's what happened in Latin America. And that's what I think is so cool. People did not forget about us. The music lived through. All the cover bands are in Latin America. That tells you something. And it's generations. It's people that are, weren't even born when After Forever was around. This is something super special. And I can't explain it to my kids. I can't explain it because they think, what is this? So that's the thing. We have a lot of great fans everywhere, which I respect all the same. But when you look at what the music means in Latin America, it's generation after generation, and it's become something more than music. And that's why we said we have to go back there, whatever happens, and that's what we did. And we're working on a Mexican show still. So I mean, we're not done yet.
So Mexico, stay tuned, you too. But yeah. I hope you also come to Ecuador, and I don't have to travel as much. But we are there. Listen, producers. Yeah. Yeah. Many of us, because I was very young when After Forever came to Latin America. I was super young. You came in 2005 for, if I'm not mistaken, the Invisible Cycles tour. That's the one that you did in Latin America around 2005. I was very young, around 18 years old, so I couldn't travel to other countries to see you guys. So for the fans that waited so long that we are going to see you for the first time, for example, the Colombia fans in Bogota, what can we expect from the show? And I will say musically, but also emotionally, because I know, and I speak for many fans of After Forever, there's gonna be a very emotional tour. I am gonna bet many of us are gonna cry there.
Yeah, as we speak right now, we're planning rehearsals, and we're already seeing how difficult it is because everybody's got different agendas. So that shows you that we're not a band like any other band. We're put together for this unique thing, and that makes it hard to plan. So we gotta focus on what we play. We have to play well. And so I think what you can expect is a very similar set list like we did in the Netherlands, because it's really a tribute, first of all, to the first two albums because of the 25th anniversary. But we will switch some songs here and there. We will get some other songs in the set list. But the main thing is we just have to make sure what we do is good. And I think the emotions are totally different. Some band members have not experienced the past of After Forever, and they were a fan of the music, and they now play in the band, which is a different emotion. And some of us have been through the whole cycle, and for us it's almost surreal. It's just surreal. Like I tried to explain, After Forever, in a long time it hasn't been a part of my life. It was even my enemy. So it was something that I didn't dare to connect with again. I wanted to push it away. And to all of us, I was driving back from the Tilburg gigs, from the Dutch shows, and I was in my car. I was driving. I was thinking, I'm in After Forever again. I'm in a band. so you can understand that it's just as emotional for us as it probably is for you guys on a different level probably. But I'm not sure if we're ready for all the emotions. That's the question. But I see it as, it's not only hearing the music for everybody. It's being in the moment again when you heard it the first time. Maybe having your first boyfriend, first girlfriend. Maybe one of your parents died. Everybody went through something, and everybody relives it at a certain. And I think that's the power of music, and it's for us the same as for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I am here to make a suggestion, if you play Leading Legacy, I'm gonna cry for sure. I have one question for sure, because of what you have been saying. Are you bringing your family to the show so they can experience this with you guys?
No. We are a very. Amanda has always been a musician, but she has stopped touring a long time ago. We're a very stand-up family in a sense of we don't go to shows. We don't do a lot of that kind of stuff. The kids are just normal kids having fun playing with their puppets or with their stuff, and so far it worked to keep that a little bit separate. It's not that they don't care or whatever, but like, yeah, Amanda also experienced all of this, so she's not. Mm-hmm. She knows about all of this as well, and it's like it is a different world. Let me put it like that. And to take your whole family with you on tour, that also means that the rest of the band members who mainly have no kids have to put up with them. I mean, it is a different world. So I'm gonna have problems leaving my family, that's for sure, because you know that's seriously a big deal for me to do that. But they know how important this is too, and they support it. That's the main thing. They support it. I hope when they're a little bit older, and we might still be doing that they will maybe join us for a show, maybe sing along or whatever. That would be cool.
That would be very cool.
But for now, and they have to go to school. So, I mean, hey, school will continue.
That's true. Is there a specific song that you guys are excited to play in as much as the others?
Well, the cool thing about the Tilburg shows was that Mark was able to come with us, right? And I've been doing the grunts and the screams for a long time alone, of course. So I played a lot of shows with that kind of stuff, which is a lot. You know, I think that's a lot of stuff to do. And when Mark was doing those, it was fantastic because I didn't have to do all of that stuff. So I loved, for example, playing Yield to Temptation during those shows because it's one of my favorite songs, and it just had that special energy. Now I gotta do the whole thing alone again. So the songs will have a different kind of vibe for me, but I'm still looking forward to Yield to Temptation, for example, because of I like when it tires you out as a musician. You know, you gotta play it, you gotta do the downstrokes, you gotta play it metal. You gotta play it in the metal way. You gotta feel that it tires you out, and those kind of songs are cool. But I think also the more emotional songs, maybe like Leading Legacy or Beyond Me, or that kind of stuff. That's special to play because you can look at the people. You can just look at the people, and that's a different kind of vibe. You're not playing for yourself, but you can just look into the audience, and it's a treat. And I think being older, having grown up, that has become way more of what I'm excited about. Just looking in the ground, because it's a gift. It's a gift to us too. It's not only a gift for you guys, it's a gift to us that we can do this. I never expected it to happen. So yeah. So basically, I'm looking forward to that song. Yeah.
Me too. And as a fan, I usually look at the people as well while I'm in a concert, like to make sure that we are sharing the same special moment. Like we are
Yeah,
looking at each other, and I don't know anyone, but we are all there, and that's something that anything else can give you.
yeah.
Now that you're here, what message would you like to send directly to the Latin American fans that grew up? We are all older now. We are probably gonna go with kids, teenagers, that spend a lot of time listening to our music. What message do you have for us that we have been waiting for so long to see you guys?
I think I think just go with the flow. Enjoy the and enjoy the nostalgia. Don't um, don't think of the actual problems of your actual life, but just enjoy the nostalgia. Go back to the good times that you experienced when you were listening to the music. Not that everything is bad now, but I mean, just dream away again for one night. It's what I'll be doing. So just yeah. If you enjoy the music, if you enjoy seeing the band, if you enjoy playing seeing or hearing the band, that's great. But mainly celebrate your past. That would be my message. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm for sure gonna cry. So, one last
Yeah.
question for you, Sander.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and talk to yourself as a band, what would you tell the band in the early days? Not at the end when everything happened, but at the early days. What would the message that you will tell the band now that you know everything that you know?
I think the band. I don't think I need to tell a lot of the band members something. I think that a lot of the band members knew something that I didn't know. What I would tell myself is to enjoy what you're doing and not to think a year further. To think a week further. I was always ahead, thinking, okay, but now we do this, now we have to do that. Now, so I was doing the management. Was writing a lot of stuff, but I didn't have I didn't know how to really live in the moment, and I think some of the band members did. They just enjoyed it. They were having fun. They were, and it's way healthier. And of course, you need to plan ahead, but looking back, I have a lot more appreciation for them because of that, because of just being happy doing what we did. And if I could tell myself that, then I would probably have enjoyed myself a lot more. So yeah, that would be at least my message to me, for sure.
Well, Sander, I cannot thank you enough for this interview. I cannot believe 30 minutes went by. For me, it was just like 2 minutes. But thank you so much, not only for this conversation, but for the music that we have carried on for years. Believe it or not, it's After Forever has been part of many people's lives, including myself. I wouldn't be even here interviewing people and talking about
Wow.
metals at 40 years old if After Forever didn't exist. So for everyone watching and listening to Latinoamérica, go get your tickets and be part of the history when After Forever hits Latinoamérica 20 years later. We are so excited. And for everyone watching at legadodelmetal.com, go to our social media, subscribe, hit the button, follow us. And I'll see you in the next interview. Long live to metal.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.